If you're not in tune with those laws, say right now there's a law of gravity. If you're not in tune with it, you will fall down. Nobody has to throw you down. Hello? If you just wrongly handle gravity when you stand up, you will fall down. So, just like this, for every aspect of life, there is a dharma, they recognize that. But they recognize these are transactional laws. But there are certain things which are existential, so that we recognize as sanatana dharma. So, in a way, Rama is trying to establish various levels of laws for that society, or in other words, he's trying to manifest civilization in an orderly manner for the times that he was in. This is 7,000 years ago when the rest of the world were still hunters and gatherers. Here we're talking about very sophisticated thinking about how to civilize a whole subcontinent. That's what he's looking at. He continuously talking about dharma because of that. And he himself understands unless he's an embodiment of that dharma, he cannot manifest that. So he lives that way, that he's an embodiment of dharma. He knows it's unfair to send his wife away when she's pregnant. He knows absolutely, but he sends her away because the political situation is such that the people won't trust him if he keeps her here. Against his own will, against his own emotions, because a man who walks 3,000 kilometers down south, fights a battle, takes back his wife, she matters to him, she's not just another woman.
Sure. Can we also shed some light in your mind based on someone like Ravana? Because, in many ways, when I started on the journey of Ramayana, my first question to the writers, to the people was, why did Rama have to come? And why did he have to come in this form? And then you sort of learn a lot about Ravana and his power and his… what he had done in the world, and why, ultimately Rama or Vishnu's avatar as Rama had to come in the particular form to take on Ravana, who was in his strongest place. And that also had been created through boon that Ravana had got from Brahma and from and the weapon that he had manifested with Shiva. So he was obviously very well endowed on his own, and that must have some significance for Ravana to be who he is, to have gotten that blessing in the first place until things went off. But I think that sort of is another piece that when we were going through the establishment of this whole universe, it felt like a very important part. And even in terms of casting, in fact, I was on the lookout for who would be the ideal Ravana.
I don't know how Yash became Ravana, I know him very well.
No, because we were almost looking like at a superstar level person to come in and play that role. Because
Because
Ravana has
always
so
a
many…
villain means he has a blunt nose, like this.
That's a very
Yash is a handsome man.
very, very handsome and very talented star in the country, and incredibly loved. So the whole idea was, how do we try and… because unless we have the…
Somehow have you noticed villains always have blunt nose, not sharp nose.
That's a new learning for me. I shall go and look at that. So the idea was that there had to be a lot of shades of Ravan in terms of, why he was who he was. And that's why when you talk about him being a devotional…
Ravana, according to the description, see, let's understand this. We know all these characters only from the story. None of us have seen them, it's only from the story. From the story, he is a great scholar, a very accomplished king in various ways. He built one of the most beautiful cities of the time. Lanka was that kind of city. And a very just administrator, very capable man and a great devotee, many things. But he's called Ravana because the one who cried loudly or roared loudly, because his hands got… I just came back from Kailash, I've been telling them this Ravana stories, didn't speak about Rama, only Ravana, because he's the one who traveled there. Rama stayed in the Indian part of Himalayas. So he's obviously a great traveler, a strong man, many things. And but to tell you what kind of problem he has within himself, he goes and you know, in many ways he worships Shiva and pleases him in many ways. Then Shiva asks, what do you want? Ask whatever you want. You know what he asks? I want your wife. This is the kind of man he is. He's got everything. He's got a great kingdom, he's built a great city, he's a scholar, he's a devotee, but he's got this problem. When Shiva asks, what do you want? If you are a normal man, you would ask for whatever you need in your life. He says, I want your wife. Because Shiva has already promised, he can't go back. He said, okay, take her. Then he starts walking. Where is she? She is near Manasarovar. So he starts walking in that direction. Then Parvati comes to know that he's coming to take her forcefully. Because Shiva said, okay. Because he can't go back on his word, he said, ask whatever you want, just misuse of that. See, when I say, please, what do you want? Ask whatever you want. You say, I want your head. What to do? I'm saying this kind. But if this is civilization, once you give your word, you can't go back. So he says, I want your wife. He says, okay, take her. Then as he's walking towards Manasarovar, the Ganas, Shiva's, the people, they mislead him towards Rakshastal, what is today known as Rakshastal. So Parvati sees that he's coming and if he doesn't find her there, he will come back here. So she picks up a frog and turns that into a very beautiful woman. So frog is called Manduka and she becomes Mandodari. And he takes her thinking she is Parvati. Mandodari is a very beautiful and a very, very wise woman. Frogs are wise, you know.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that because you come from the West where if you kiss a frog, it'll become a prince. Here it became a princess. This is an older story than the prince story.
Yeah,
all
I heard that story.
So he went there, thought this is the Parvati and took her home and married her. So Mandodari became his wife, very beautiful and very wise, but he could not make use of her wisdom. Even when he brought Sita, she was the one who told him, just go and hand her over. Any woman in the kingdom is available for you. Why are you doing this? This will be your nemesis. In many ways she tried to tell him because she foresaw what's coming. But he couldn't because this is the problem of various good qualities. You have strength, you have wisdom, you have intelligence, you have many, various faculties which are extraordinary. Now you think you are better than anybody in the universe. Now this is a bad thing. This is all Ravana's problem is. He thinks he is the Superman of the day. But in the end, it proves that he is not the Superman. Superman is a gentle, quiet man, he doesn't have this kind of power, but he has penetration because he's quite balanced. Above all balance, this is continuously I'm telling everybody, you may have intelligence, you may have talent, you may have various qualities, but if there is no balance, your intelligence will work against you. This is a Ravana's life. His own intelligence, his own talent, his own capabilities worked against him because no balance. Rama is balance absolute. He may not be as strong as Ravana, that's how Ramayana depicts him, that he's not as strong as Ravana. In many ways, he's not as skilled as Ravana, but he is balanced.
So when we conceived this whole aspiration of bringing Ramayana to the world, one of the important ingredients that I wanted to make sure that we had was truly a global participation. A lot of key talent from different faculties in the filmmaking process, who've got tremendous experience and skill set to sort of collaborate with our own very talented people in India itself, to sort of bring it to the world so that it feels like it's something from India but for the world, because it's something that's a very strong and a vibrant part of our culture, but it's something that we believe every human being on the planet needs to hear about it and consume it.
Have you ever felt like your own mind is working against you? Days that start with a fog of confusion and end in mental fatigue. Your thoughts scattered, your focus fleeting, your inner world a storm of noise. We live in an age of information, yet feel a deep lack of clarity. We chase endless stimulation, yet lose our connection to our own innate intelligence. But what if I told you there's a path, a way to unlock the full potential of your mind, to cultivate sharpness, and to find profound inner stillness without retreating from the world? Thousands around the world have walked this path, guided by the timeless science of yoga. Many started exactly where you are, feeling mentally stuck, overwhelmed, and searching for a way to expand their own capabilities. They believed their intelligence was a fixed trait, a limit they could never surpass. And yet, they discovered within themselves a capacity for growth they never imagined was possible.
Shambhavi Mudra.
Like diabetes, hypertension, asthma, eating disorders, and many of these kinds, which are all essentially generated from within. All these things can be quelled from within if only we are willing to pay a certain level of attention to the innermost dimension of who we are. Inner engineering is a powerful process of approaching the inner core of who you are in a scientific manner, and this is definitely a way to create a healthful life.
Now, that same transformative power is available to you right here, right now, through the profound wisdom shared by Sadhguru. The journey begins with a simple, yet revolutionary understanding. Your brain is not a static object. It is alive, dynamic, and capable of remarkable growth. Recent scientific studies are only now beginning to confirm what the yogic tradition has known for millennia. Through dedicated and precise practices, you can literally grow your brain, enhancing its function and expanding your intellectual and perceptual abilities. Imagine a daily practice, just 21 minutes of your time, being the catalyst for a monumental shift. Within just a few months, this small commitment can bring about a significant improvement in your mental clarity, your sharpness of thought, and your overall intelligence.
So something that I particularly noticed is how comfortable I am within myself. My insecurities seem to have reduced a lot. My relationship with others also had improved significantly. I think I became more inclusive than what I was before.
Up until Shambhavi in January 2021, I've just been living with pain in the body. The first result I'd like to point out about Shambhavi Kriya is that it's had a tremendous effect on my physical well-being. Somehow, some way, I don't know the science behind it, but it's keeping me free of pain. Being able to sit without noticing my body for long periods of time, that has just had tremendous impact on my mental and emotional stability.
Took inner engineering. Like I said, this is a
This is not a mystical promise. It is a tangible, verifiable outcome of applying a powerful inner technology. The yogic sciences offer a direct method to engineer your interiority, to cultivate a mind that is not a source of turmoil, but a brilliant instrument of perception. At the heart of this transformation lies a practice of immense power and antiquity, Surya Kriya. While many are familiar with Surya Namaskar, which is a beautiful salutation to the sun, Surya Kriya operates on a much deeper, more fundamental level. It is not merely a physical exercise or a gesture of reverence. It is a potent spiritual process designed to activate the inner sun. What does this mean? Within your own system lies a reflection of the grand cosmos. The sun, the source of all life and energy on this planet, has a correspondent within you, the solar plexus or Manipura chakra. Surya Kriya is a meticulous and powerful practice that systematically awakens this inner solar energy.
Shambhavi Mahamudra, just a simple practice for 21 minutes increases brain function and neuronal regeneration. This means as you grow old, you will become more intelligent. Usually young people think you're getting stupid. Yes, your brain is actually growing, you understand? It's getting better by the day. Now there is scientific evidence. We always knew this, but today a meter has to say it. If a man says it, it's not true. If a man says it, it's doubtful, but a meter has to say it. Now the meters are saying it. The meters are saying your brain is actually growing by doing a simple 21-minute practice. And you don't believe the meter, you just do the practice for 3 months and see, you will see how clear and how smart your mind is suddenly. Surya Kriya is a powerful process of activating the sun within you. When I say activating the sun within you, sun is in every aspect of whatever you see on this planet. Fundamentally, it is the solar energy which is driving life on this planet. So when we do Surya Kriya, we want to generate that energy within the system. There is a cousin to Surya Kriya, which is a Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a kind of practice that evolved out of Surya Kriya. Surya Namaskar is largely a way of saluting the sun, but Surya Kriya has more spiritual intentions. Surya Kriya has more powerful connotations attached to it.
When this inner sun is ignited, it brings a profound balance to your entire system. It stabilizes your body, calms your mind, and aligns your energies, creating the perfect foundation for life to blossom within you. Unlike Surya Namaskar, which is about paying homage, Surya Kriya is about internalizing and embodying that solar power. It is a way to generate a stable, lasting source of energy and light from within, sustaining and nourishing every aspect of your being. This awakening of inner energy is the key to unlocking your true potential. When your system is balanced and energized, your mind naturally becomes clear and incisive. The fog lifts, the mental chatter subsides, and you are left with a profound sense of presence and capability. This is the state where intelligence is not just about processing information, but about profound perception and insight. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, Sadhguru reminds us of a fundamental truth that underpins this entire journey. The grace of yoga is always present.
The grace of yoga is always upon you. Just keep yourself open,
keeping yourself open means? Keep your normal concerns aside. Who is thinking what about you, what is happening, what is not happening for you? Just leave that aside. You're breathing, you're alive, this is the greatest thing. Become available to the grace of yoga. This will become a fantastic thing. It's not far away, it's within you.
It is a boundless, ever-available force, like the very air we breathe. It is not something we must earn or strive for in a desperate chase. Our only task is to make ourselves available to it, to become open and receptive. This requires a conscious decision to set aside the burdens we carry, our worries about what others think, our anxieties about the world around us, the endless loops of our own thoughts. It means cultivating a state of simple, willing openness. The Academy is an online platform designed to guide you on a journey of balance and self-transformation. Inside, you'll find exclusive video lessons and teachings inspired by Sadhguru, one of the world's most respected masters of yoga, meditation, and conscious living. You'll discover how to quiet the mind and awaken your inner energy, how to nourish your body with awareness and vitality, and how to bring spirituality into your daily life, even amidst the noise of the city. These teachings have already transformed millions of lives across the planet. Entrepreneurs, artists, parents, professionals, ordinary people who rediscovered the joy of simply being. Because yoga is not just exercise, it's a science of inner alignment. When practiced consciously, it reorganizes your body, mind, and energy. For less than $20 per month, you'll have unlimited access to all content inside the online Yoga Academy. You'll receive yoga practices for beginners and intermediates, guided meditations to calm the mind, teachings about healthy eating and conscious living. New exclusive lessons added every month. You can watch anytime, anywhere, at your own rhythm, in your own space. No rush, no pressure, only presence. Maybe this is the sign you've been waiting for, a gentle reminder that it's time to take care of yourself, to turn inward, to reconnect with the essence of who you truly are. Click the link in the description of this video or visit our channel's homepage and join the online Yoga Academy Wise Guru today. We're available only 100 vacancies, and the first 10 people to sign up will win 3 ebooks from Sadhguru. So register now by clicking on the link that is in the description of this video.